After you.
Yeah, take all the limelight.
Everyone set camera ready.
For me, commitment is the decision to do something and having the integrity to follow it through.
So when you decide that you're going to be with a partner, and more so when you decide that you're going to raise a family, you know, that in itself is an expression of commitment.
The dedication and love that we have and show for our family, it's all about agreement and compromise.
You're either going to do something or you're not, and you decide to do it and you're going to go through with it.
Commitment means trusting you, having you guys trust me. I think it means kind of committing to like all of our happiness.
It means like an unbreakable promise that come what may, that you'll do whatever is necessary. That's commitment.
My biggest commitment is as a single parent to my daughter, to commit to giving her the best life I possibly can. You know, I wasn't alone in my decision to have a child. 2 people committed to the decision of having a child, but only one committed to actually being a parent. So I have to do that on my own, and I'm committed to giving Effie the best life I can, regardless whether she has 1 parent or 2.
Me and Frank had made a decision to have a home and a child before making the decision to get married in a church.
Although we don't have that legal piece of paper, we are committed as much as any married couple.
My level of commitment once I decided to have a child meant that I was all in. It meant Shola was my priority, is my biggest, most important thing in my life.
And I think our commitment to the kids right now is the most important commitment, and it requires a lot more time and effort because they're so small and they need us. So it is just literally being there for them, making sure that they're happy, stable, and they're developing into good little humans, I think.
We also made the decision together to have a child, which is a lifelong commitment.
I think our parents, so George's grandparents, they're committed to helping us raise our son to the best of our ability and committed to being that support network for the rest of his life, which I think is amazing. We get support with picking up from nursery, having him overnight. Sometimes we need to make that time to adventure away from him slightly and commit more to each other as a couple.
You know, life throws lots of different things at you, but once you have the commitment of knowing that you have your partner's back and that they've got your back and that your family is tight, you know, hopefully that will always be enough to get you through the really tough times in life.
Challenging thing that I faced, getting married, leaving London and moving to Derby into a new family, and I remember feeling quite lonely with being here. Although there was lots of people around me all the time, I still really missed my family and my friends. That was a very big challenge, and it was hard at first, but Father helped a lot with supporting me.
When Grinda and I got married, we had always agreed that Grinda would come and live with me and my parents in my house. Whilst that was challenging for her, and it also posed challenges for me as well. Not just making physical space for Grinda in my, you know, in my wardrobes and all of that, but actually also making space for Grinda in my life. It did mean that I had to try and form a bond with my mother-in-law, my father-in-law and my brothers-in-law, who I don't see that regularly on the basis that they live 145 miles away. But I think the commitment part of my relationship was the reason why I really did that. I truly commit to my marriage with Grinda, and so I commit to her family, being a part of my family as well.
So the main challenge that we faced as a same-sex couple is discrimination, and that has affected the way that we behave towards each other in public. And it's not only to avoid further discrimination, it is to prevent putting George in any harmful situations.
But to equal that, and to probably override that, I would say we've had so much more support and love that just kind of squashes any discrimination, any people who are negative, and ultimately that's brought us together and made us a lot stronger as a unit.
When you're a single parent and you're having additional challenges as well as the daily challenges, it can test your commitment, but you have to get on with it. You have to show up and carry on. Just getting the basics right. So I make sure we've got a roof over our heads. I make sure I've got food in the cupboard. I make sure she's got clothes to wear, things to do.
In terms of challenges, I'd say that probably one of the most difficult times for me that I've ever had in my life has been when I was doing my exams. I really kind of struggled with anxiety and kind of depression as well, and my mental health generally wasn't doing great. It got to a point where I got really ill. So we made the decision as a family that I would go to some counselling, but outside of that, I had a lot of support from mum and dad. It's really difficult when you're young to try and admit to your parents that like you're not feeling great, because they give you so much, especially in our situation. You guys give me so much time and love and support. So for me to turn around and say like I'm actually not feeling very well was difficult, and it took us a little while to learn how to talk about it.
I think we're all glad that we went through it, even though at the time it was like very, very difficult, because our commitment to each other was what got us through it. I think for commitment to work, it definitely takes lots of different things. Patience, understanding, listening to someone else's opinion.
It comes down to open lines of communication. I feel like there's nothing I have to hide from you.
For me, it's just showing up every day. I get up every morning, I do what I'm supposed to do. You know, if I didn't get up and do the things that I was supposed to do every day, no one would be here to look after Effie. So I don't have a choice in this commitment. And by showing my commitment to Effie every day, she's starting to understand what that means herself.
I think spending time together as a couple really helps to strengthen our commitment, because it's really important to have that relationship with one another and keep it strong.
A family bond should be selfless, it should be unconditional, and having a commitment to that level of relationship allows you to be confident when times are tough that you can get through it. It really helps with your mental health, and I also want her to have the same confidence, that she knows that I'll always stand there and I'll always be there for her no matter what.
The reason why having my family around me when times have been tough has been most important is because there's a level of confidence that gives you when you go into any situation, and that's a very big kind of gift that you get given.
To me, that would be one of the biggest advantages of staying in a committed relationship, that security and that sense of belonging.
So it's definitely important that we stay together and we support each other through them times, and fundamentally support George and give him the best life he can have.
What does the word family mean to me? Someone's always there to catch you if you fall down, and always there to teach you. Mum, your go.
Okay, my go now? Okay.
Yes.
So family to me is the people that you surround yourself with, that support you and inspire you.
It is the unit that you draw your strengths from. They are the people that you go to talk things through, to mull things over, or to celebrate with.
Family is a unit that's there to support each other and allow each other to grow.
It is my very essence of being. It's what makes me who I am, and sitting here today who I am. But my family is my anchor. It's like my core.
The word family to me means everything. My family are my world.